Welcome to the first Wargame Legion battle report.
Yes, sir.
Sam, how are we doing?
I'm doing great, man. This is going to be exciting. I can't wait to beat you on camera.
I know, the first recorded beating.
Yeah, man.
Adeptus Sororitas.
Yeah, I've never beaten Dylan's sisters, so.
Versus?
The Adeptus Custodes, Shadow Keepers.
Yes.
Yeah, nice KG deployment. I got Sagittarum, Guardians, Stand-in Trajan, and a Blade Champion freshly painted for this game.
Yes. Over here we have some Paragon war suits. Can't leave home without them. Nice custom kit bashed Canoness as
Yeah,
well.
it's beautiful. We'll get some pictures of that.
We have the Demon Future self, Ephraim Stern and Kaiganel, Zephyrim. We have a couple of things in reserves.
Okay, I got an Achilles, Eternal Penitent Achilles, with 2 Lastrum Bolters. And then I got 2 single Alaris Custodians with Misericordia and the Castle and Axis.
I wonder what sneaky things they're gonna do.
Opsec, baby.
Yeah, it's
That's
back.
what I'm gonna do.
9 Repentia and a Rhino with the Bonk Mata.
Oh,
you know,
God.
sisters, you know and love her.
She was also a White Dwarf, guys.
She was White Dwarf. Check it out. I think it's issue 2.
I don't know, man.
It's like something, you know.
I don't
It's a
know.
green issue. Has green on it, Black Templars.
Yes.
And then we have 3 Multi-Meltas and an Angel up in Strategic Reserves.
Yeah. Not good.
For the missions, we're doing Tempest of War. Take and hold. Pretty easy, pretty basic. Hold 1, hold 2, hold more. Search and destroy, playing 1,000 points, so it's gonna be 6 inches away from the center. For easy moving models, we just made it so outside the cathedral. And then scrambler fields, so if a unit from your army can be pre-set up onto the battlefield, you cannot do no man's land. Same for pre-game moves, you cannot pre-game move onto no man's land. You cannot redeploy onto no man's land, and you cannot bring in strategic reserves or deep strike onto an objective in no man's land or your opponent's deployment zone. So those Alaris got like a little bit quarter of the field gone from them.
Well, they're a utility unit. I don't know. We'll see what happens, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with them. We are playing 1,000 points, by the way, so that's why we're playing on a smaller table. So that's good and bad for both of us because he's got his terrifying Repentia, like at a pregame move.
Yes.
And, yeah, there's not much that you can do against those things on the charge. So
Currently,
I have to prepare for quite a nasty potential first turn charge. Well, no, I guess you won't be able to do that with your.
Well, I can if I'd like to. It's 2 CP.
You can?
Pre-game move, 12 inches.
Do you think you can charge first turn?
No, I think you're a little bit too far away. But, I haven't put on my Rhino yet. We should probably do that first.
Oh, God.
The dreaded roll-off. So who goes first?
I'm just going to get it out of the way and get a 6 here.
What do you want, though?
I got a 2. I wanted a 6. So I'm actually okay with going second because it means you're coming closer to me.
All right, so this is the battle dice. This is the 1 for the 1 fleur-de-lis. The 6 is the Inquisition symbol. It's a 4.
I'm actually okay. A 4 to lead. Get it?
A 4 to lead.
Oh, that's bad.
That's bad.
That's bad.
So this is the battle turn 1.
Okay.
Here we go. First turn. These are secondary missions we generated. Battlefield Supremacy. At the end of my turn, if I control 3 or more objective markers and more than my opponent.
I mean, you
Oh,
can get.
I think so.
Yeah, you can get.
So.
Maybe not now, but definitely next turn.
Bring it down. You have to identify the highest wounds characteristic from a model on the battlefield.
Trajan.
That is Trajan. Probably not bringing it down this turn. And no retreat, no surrender can also do this. Just don't fail morale, don't fall back, and don't leave off an objective.
So that forces me to try to really be aggressive and make you fail morale because then you can't score that secondary.
It's true.
Not going to happen though.
It's a good thing we have Miracle Dice to pass morale for free. Pay to CP to replace Bring It Down with Assassination, which is just as bad because I'm not attacking
No, come at me.
that. No, well look, it's either going to be the Blade Champion, so it'll make me fight last.
That's a tough one to get.
Or it's Trajan, and I can't get to Trajan. So,
Not yet.
That's a no-no. All right, after Sisters of Battle, turn 1, we got the Rhino moving up just to take that objective here. Nice little charge for turn 2.
Yeah.
We got our Zephyrim moving up with the Demon Fuge and Kaiganel holding that back objective.
Look how beautiful they are. Just please take a minute.
Take a minute.
Yeah, look at the standard. I'm looking at the standard right now. I never actually noticed that.
Before they die. Aragon's the Canoness moving up the left flank. Looking nice here.
They all look nice.
Time for objectives. We got Battlefield Supremacy. I do control 3 3 objectives and more. No retreat nor surrenders next turn, but I do score this first turn.
Nice job.
Thanks.
I'm going to show you guys my secondaries that I drew. Not great. So I've got Battlefield Supremacy, so I don't know if that's possible. I don't have a lot of mobility this turn, so I might not get that one. Well, I for sure won't get it this turn. Tempting Target, you're going to choose an objective no man's land, and I get 5 points for holding it.
I wonder which one. I wonder.
Yeah. And then Overwhelming Firepower, so I have to kill 2 units in the shooting phase. Not the best draw.
Hey, you got Battlefield Supremacy.
Yeah.
That's what you were looking for.
Was I looking for
That's
it?
what I got.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens.
Right.
My Custodes. So I wanted to plan ahead, and I thought I would have an action potentially on my first turn, so I choose Clan Survey, which lets you perform an action and shoot. I chose Decaterai, which is good against horde armies because I can reduce my strength or my damage to my attacks, but give my guys 1 extra attack, and then 1-inch pylon, which is good. And then the shield post specific Captaris, which no rerolls in melee, and fallback we roll off, and if I win, you can't fall back. So
1 inch, it's very important in many different areas outside of Warhammer as well. What'd you say, Samuel?
yes. So
You're gonna be rearranging them with the master strategist himself?
I'm trying to think right now.
Let's give you some time to think then. The Shadowkeepers redrew with a CP, did not get it back with Trajan 5 up. However, we got a new secondary, Bring It Down, which does happen to be Ephriel Stern, the Demon Fuge herself.
I mean, I could kill her easily. Well, not easily, but I could kill her. It's just getting to her.
It's true.
And, all my deep strike, isn't coming in yet, so.
No.
And I don't want to just throw units away in this back line. So we'll have to see how I'm going to get these, but I'll have a plan.
Let's start moving.
Okay.
Custodes movement, turn 1.
Pretty basic. I just advanced. Here, let me turn this down. I just advanced my Sagittarum, or I didn't advance them, I moved my Sagittarum into the building so that they could take some shots onto the Rhino with their Repentia. Trajan's there, so when we inevitably get charged, I'll have some heroic intervention so they can assist with that. They might not last next turn, but that's okay. And then I advanced the Guardians up. They're going to grab the objective, and the Blade Champ advanced up as well. And everything else I have is in reserve. So now we're on to the shooting phase.
All right, what's shooting first, Sam?
Well, the Sagittarum are going to unload their combi weapons and their, what's it called? The Adrastis bolt.
Adrathic Destructors.
Whatever it is. Their crazy death gun.
Big
and the
beam
heavy
boom
bolters.
booms.
Yeah, big boom boom gun going to the Rhino. And Trajan can't see. So
No,
because he's not touching the runes.
Exactly. Sagittarum are touching the runes, therefore giving line of sight. We had said in this one, these runes here, if you were in the actual blueprint, you can see through it. Whereas with the giant cathedral in the center, you actually have to have true line of sight, or be inside the building and have true line of sight to be able to shoot out of it.
Decent payload though. I could kill this Rhino if I roll high.
It's true.
Because those assault, I don't think it's just 1 shot each. But
One shot each, flat 3.
Flat 3 at -3 AP.
No.
And then 9 shots from the bolters. And they are combi profiles, so they'll be reduced to 3s to hit, but rerolling 1s because Trajan's there to hit and wound. So
True.
We'll see what happens.
All right, we'll come back after we've rolled some dice. End of the shooting phase, the Rhino stands pure, untainted by the bolters.
Yeah, he just rolled all of his saves. I actually did 3 wounds with the heavy bolter. The scarier profile didn't do anything. A lot of 2s, unfortunately. Usually you want to see 2s, but not when you're rolling.
Not when you're rolling combis, no.
So good thing Trajan's there, because when those guys get charged, at least they have a chance now.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. For secondaries, I didn't get anything because Bring It Down is Zephyrim are at the very back there. Overwhelming Firepower, I'm gonna discard that just because I want to get into melee, so that's gonna get discarded. So a pretty uneventful first turn, to be honest. But most first turns aren't too crazy. Would have liked to draw maybe an action or something for 5 points, but
Would have been nice, wouldn't it?
would have been nice.
All right.
It didn't happen.
Let's find out. Sisters of Battle, turn 2.
Yes.
New secondaries generated. We've got No Cheat, No Surrender was successfully done. So that's been scored. We'll generate 1 more for that.
5 points.
Secure No Man's Land.
Oh, well, I think you could get that.
If I control 2 or more No Man's Land, I currently do.
Well,
Storm hostile objective. I don't really want to.
that's a bonus.
Because that would require the Repentia to come out, run all the way over here, outside of his Hurricane Intervention range, try to kill all of them. I'd have to kill all of them. Because you have OBSEC.
That's tough.
I don't.
That's tough.
I don't think that's... with a no reroll world, I don't like it.
That's
I don't like it.
That's fun for the video, though.
And then no prisoners. Again, trying to kill 15 wounds in total.
That's not hard. That's a squad.
Not
that's
with you.
Sagittarium.
That's literally the Sagittarium.
Or sorry, that'd be the Sagittarium one model.
You're right.
Just 3 wounds each. That's more doable.
Could work up to it.
You should keep that because you just have to kill 4 models.
Yeah, I think so. We are at the Miracle Dice. I haven't been rolling these ones on camera, but I got a 6 this turn, a 4 on my first turn, and a 1 on Sam's turn.
My Tanglefoot's going to do nothing, essentially.
Yeah,
if I wanted to maybe impede him, it
Yes.
won't even matter because he's going to be like 2 inches away.
For those of you new to Sisters, you can roll a Miracle Dice, which is D6 at the start of each turn, so your turn and your opponent's turn, and you get to replace that dice with a shooting roll, a wound roll, a charge roll. If you're charging 2, you could use 2 dice, so I can make a 10-inch charge guaranteed. They're fantastic, unless you roll 1s. But they're good for morale.
Remember, guys, the Emperor always protects.
And it always protects his favorite daughters.
Yes.
Like them. Start of Sisters turn 2, we score 1, we score 2, and we hold more, so we score all 3. We get 15 points fully for turn 1. We are after the movement phase, the Repentia, Dogmata, get out, ready to start blending into some Sagittarium guard.
This isn't going to be fun.
Rhino's holding objective within 3. Zephyrim staying put because there's really no need to move them. We did advance the Paragons, got a spicy 6. So we got them primed to move up the board.
Oh, God.
But we're keeping the Retributors in strategic reserve. We're waiting for a certain someone to show up.
What are you talking about?
Just that guy over there.
No, he's just hanging out.
Okay.
What do you got against him? He's
look.
already been melted once by your guys.
That's true.
You should leave him alone.
That's true. All right.
Rise and Dreadnought.
I think we're now going to be moving into the charge phase. Fiery Oratory. Because my Dogmata has a Chaplet of Sacrifice Relic, I can cast one of these stratagems for free, and I'm casting this one to automatically camp or sing or chant my +1 attack war hymn onto the Repentia. So Bloody Rose, they get +1 attack. So they go from base 2 attacks to base 3 attacks, +1 attack because of the priest doing that chant. So that's going 3 to 4 attacks each. But because Shadow Keepers, it'll be -1 attack. They're going to go down back to 3.
Only 27 attacks.
Only 27.
Only 27.
Only 27. But you're going to Overwatch.
Yeah, I'm going to Overwatch because you know what? If I can take out a couple, why not, right? And there's a lot of shots.
There's a lot of shots. Here we go.
Alrighty.
After Overwatch, Sagittarium take down 1 Repentia.
I got my CP back from Trajan too, so that was pretty cool. So
Now-
I got a free kill.
We are going to do the charge phase. After 24 attacks, a lot of explosions. I did pay 1 CP for Savage Twist, 6 to wound to give me an extra damage. So damage 2 to damage 3. AP4 Chainswords, doesn't matter against Custodes though, currently with their 4-up invulns. We have 4 3 damage attacks, and we have 8 2 damage attacks.
I gotta make all of these 4-ups, or they're just dead.
They're just dead.
So we're just not gonna waste any time.
Here we go. And that's a squad.
Yeah.
All right, Dogmata is out of combat as it only charged into the Sagittarium. Trajan, though, it was multi-charged, and he is going to now...
He's a little upset you killed his buddies.
A little upset he's alone.
I'm a little upset.
A little upset he's alone.
So 6 attacks. Actually, before we do that, let me double check, because sometimes I make mistakes.
He's 6 attacks. And a Misericordia.
That's why I said sometimes I make mistakes.
Only sometimes.
Okay, so 2s and 2s, am I correct?
100%.
So re-rolling, because he's the champion of the Imperium.
Yes.
Okay.
Does it need it? Does it need it?
Okay, so this many -3s.
All right. Repentia do not have an armor save, and they have invulnerable saves.
Yeah, you need to make 6s.
6s, baby.
There's no 6s.
There are no 6s. And 3 damage attacks. 5 up field, no pains.
It's up to you if you want to roll it.
Let's just find out really quick after the time skip. And after Trajan got his fill, 6 of the attacks, 6 for Pentagon.
He swiped right.
He swiped right. We do need to roll a morale check, but thankfully, we are very, very faithful and will auto-pass with a 1. Custodes turn 2 coming up soon. Looking at the points, though, I do get a Miracle Dice for killing a unit in the fight phase.
And you're 3 wounds
4.
away from... Oh, no, you don't have the... Or you still have it.
I do have it.
Is it no prisoners?
No prisoners. I've gotten
12.
9. 3, 6, 9. So I need 6
I'm
more.
I'm not math guy.
6 more here. I have secured no man's land.
Man.
I did raise a banner with my unit over there in my deployment zone. So far, so good with the Sisters of Battle.
But Shadow Keepers, late game. That's how we do it.
We do still have all that deep strike waiting to come in. Custodes turn 2. Coming up next. Custodes turn 2 objectives. Keeping Belfast Supremacy still. Bringing it down still on Ephriel Stern. Raising the banner is a good one for points for Custodes for this turn.
I did pay a CP for that because Dylan's got a pretty good lead right now on points, and I need to score. So I paid a CP. I got 2 left, which is okay. Nice. I like to keep 2 for interrupts. You never know. We're fight on death. But yeah, raised banner will give me 5 points, and battlefield supremacy probably not going to happen.
Not until you start moving up.
Well, I mean, I have deep strike this turn, so
you do.
I could do some shenanigans, roll some 9-inch charges, maybe get it, but that's if everything works out.
That's if everything works out. Look at your stances. Are you staying in Conservae?
Yeah. It's a good question, actually. I could stay in Conservae, or whatever you want to call it.
Whatever it's called. This would allow you to now stance 2. You can shoot and perform an action without failing, and you do have raised banners.
Yeah, but what am I going to shoot? Because I'm in combat with Trajan, and then...
That is a good point. That is a good point.
I think what I'm going to do is move onto Decatarai, and I'm going into stance 1, so it's 2-inch engagement range reduction.
Yes. Why not?
A little bit of an insurance policy, guys.
Custodes about to start moving around.
Yep.
We'll come back after they have departed. Custodes turn 2 movement. Sam, why don't you walk us through it?
Okay, pretty quick. Advance the Guardians so that they're obsec onto the objective. You know how it is.
You've stolen it away from me.
Yep. And I decided against bringing in all of my deep striking. I brought 1 Alaris in, and because he's got his Nundums over there, and I could be in the ruins on this objective, I plopped him outside the ruins, but within coherency, so that he can't shoot me. So I'm going to hold that objective.
Yes.
I'm going to hold this objective.
Yes.
Blade Champ's going to charge into the Dogmata
Very
and
easily.
Repentia, and hopefully get rid of that.
That is going to look a lot less pure and holy in a couple seconds.
The dice do tell stories.
They do tell stories. So let us see what story they tell. And a lot less holy it is with the Repentia dying to the Blade Champ, but not, or sorry, the Dogmata dying to the Blade Champ.
Trajan
She does have Chapter of Sacrifice. She will fight on death. There are 2 Repentia and managed to do 2 damage to the Blade Champ. Trajan consolidated in, and now the Dogmata, the Bonkmata, is going to be attacking into Trajan.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll see if that was worth it. I wanted to give him a choice because he could have killed the Blade Champ, so I'd rather have a chance.
3 attacks base, -1 because of Shadow Keepers, +1 because of Bloody Rose, and then +1 because of Blazing Ire Warlord trait. Hitting you on
B3s.
3s, rerolling all hits because of Chapel of Sacrifice.
Okay.
Against Trajan. Here we go.
Give me some 2s.
Okay. We all hit.
Okay.
We did pay a CP for Savage Twist, so we are going to do an extra damage on 6s to wound. Do you want that? I don't know. 4. I don't think it's very important. What do you think?
I'm not going to say anything. I want to win this.
It's not going to say anything.
I
we
think
do
you
have
should
4
go
CP.
for it. Go for it. Have 0.
I didn't do it with Repentia. I'm not going to do it with Bonkmata still. So here we go. It's just 2 damage attacks, looking at 3s to wound.
Yes. Okay.
There we go. 2 invulns to make.
Emperor protects level 6s or 5s.
And he does protect. The Dogmata is dead. And in turn 2, the Custodes have successfully repelled the Repentia and Dogmata.
Yep.
1 Rhino kind of sitting there. Sisters in reserves here, just kind of waiting for their turn. Let's count the points.
I think it was a fair trade-off because I think you killed the Sagittarium,
Yes.
but I got the Repentia and the Dogmata.
Yes,
So
it's pretty equal points-wise.
very equal. Excuse me. So I used Raised Banner.
Yes, the Terminator did that one.
So that's 5 points. Bring It Down I won't be getting, and I'm going to discard that.
Yep.
And then Battlefield Supremacy.
Working on it.
I'm working on it, so I'm going to keep it. So 10 points to like 20 something.
So far.
It's not good for me right now, but we'll see what happens.
Repentia do get a miracle dice because they died. We get a 1. We love those 1s. So, Sisters turn 3, behind enemy lines, which we're going to be getting this turn. No prisoners, hopefully we'll be doing that as well. Investigate site, probably not happening. A lot of more action currently with the Sisters of Battle. Look at the movement. The Zephyrim have hopped over the chapel to come into the Guardians. The Retributors have come in from Strategic Reserve off of that edge. We have Kaiganil Ephriel being able to see through. Nice little shot of this. To the Guardians on the other side for a smite. And then Paragons moved up and advanced so that they could be within the deployment zone as well. But so will the Zephyrim. So we're not going to go to the shooting phase. I'll come back with a report.
Dick.
And not much has changed. Even with a couple stratagems spent for the Miracle Dice to hit and wound, for Moment of Grace adjusting a Miracle Dice value by 1, or a dice roll by 1, he made all of his 4-ups. So the only thing that happened was Ephriel Stern did a Super Smite for 1 damage, which we love, and there's only 1 wound put on that guy back there.
I'm going to be completely honest. I got super lucky. I rolled all my 5 invones on the multi-meltas. Probably would have wiped that squad.
Should have.
Probably would have been the game.
Should have.
But they didn't.
They didn't. Now the Zephyrim will charge into them. And they're gone. Bounced off. Did 1 wound. Even though I paid a CP for rerolls, he turned them off. I tried to do auto wounds. I had 8 wounds go through. He's made, what, how many 4-ups now?
With the multi-meltas?
Yes.
It's 14 out of 15 4-ups.
Yeah.
It's probably the best I've ever rolled, honestly.
Yeah, pretty absurd.
They should have been dead.
They bounced. They bounced. We'll see what bounced next. I do not get my behind enemy lines. Sam, you dropped some dice.
I did.
Oh my goodness.
Is that a 4-up too?
Pick it up. Is it?
Oh, the other one is.
What is it?
Oh, it's a 2.
It's a 2.
Mine.
Or was that when we needed it? Behind enemy lines is no go. No prisoners. Guess every model that's destroyed. I still haven't really destroyed any more models, unfortunately. Should have. So that's not. I have a good feeling that I'm going to start discarding some cards, and we're going to go into Custodes turn 3. Custodes turn 3, going into which stance now?
I'm going to double down. So I'm going to do stance 2, because I'm playing
Shadowkeeper's
Shadowkeepers. So I get the benefit of stance 2 and stance 1
Yep.
for this turn,
Yep.
but it only counts as stance 2. So I can do 2 turns where you can't re-roll melee attacks against me.
Pretty good.
And
your objectives for this turn, you have the same Battle Supremacy, send battle lines trying to control an objective marker in your deployment zone and 1 in no man's land, and hold the line, making sure there's no enemies within 3 inches of my his deployment zone by the end of my next turn. I guess we'll see. Time to move some things. Time for those Achilles and Alaris to come in. Right, Achilles Terminator has entered here. Now, due to the mission rules, we cannot actually deep strike onto no man's. So what happened
we did this retroactively.
Retroactively, this Terminator advanced here for 8. This Terminator deep strike there because he can deep strike on his own deployment, so that's fine. The Guardians moved up to the Retributors. Blade Champ's there. Time for some shooting. The Guardians squad shooting all into the Retributors. Pistols, spears.
So pistols, we got 4 shots. They're all the same strength profile. And then we got 6 shots from the spears. We're looking at 2s and 3s.
Rerolling 1s.
So everything hits.
Yeah, classic Custody.
And then we're looking at 3s. Not too bad.
A lot of 1s. Here we go.
Okay, not too bad. So we're looking at 2, 4, 6, 7 minus 1s.
7 minus 1s, 2 damage each. We have 4-up saves. Let's see how faithful we are. We got 3. So 4 die, 1 remains. Sometimes 1 is all it takes. We'll come back after we take the models off. And 1 remaining after the Guardians have shot in. The Achilles Dreadnought Put in 1 wound into the Rhino over there. Guardians have shot. Of course, the Terminators cannot shoot because they've either deep striked or advanced. Trajan advanced. Blade Champ has no guns. First charge, Sam.
We're going to do the Achilles into the Rhino.
Achilles into the Rhino. We need a 9.
I get a reroll too because he is a
Eternal
Penitent.
Yes.
I'm going to get a 10 here. I don't know. I got a feeling.
I got a good feeling.
Or a 3.
If you add 6 to that, does not
it's okay.
make it.
It's okay. Now we're going to do the Custodian Guard into the Retributor.
Sure. A 4.
That'll get in.
Should get in. Let's
barely.
measure it.
Just barely.
Just barely.
And then the Blade Champ is going to actually go.
With a long ball charge.
To the Nundums?
Long charge.
It's an 11.
11.
Yeah, but if he gets in.
Could overwatch you.
You could.
6 multi-meltas.
He's going to go into the Retributor as well. Because now that they've gotten in, because I was worried you're going to overwatch.
Right.
And now, even if he did, they would tank it, he could get in.
What do we need for that one? Show us on the video.
For that? Looks like a 6 or a 7.
A 7-inch charge. Let's roll it. Let's see it.
With a CP, I get a reroll though.
You do have a CP.
I don't need a CP. I have faith in the Emperor.
Faith in the...
That's a 6.
That's a 6. Nice. Decisions.
Well, I get a...
Lose your CP.
No, I'm going to go for it.
So go for it.
And I get it.
And he gets it.
Ah.
Paragon's left. The Retributor's dead. Time for Sisters of Battle. Turn 4. Blood and Guts, melee combat, area denial. Let's be tricky with the Alaris in the 9 inches. No prisoners, still working on that. Probably the game plan here. We do have the blessing of Word of the Emperor of the Canoness. And we have a 6 in Miracle Dice. If we use that 6 and a 3 to advance, it catches them in the aura of no more invuln with these Paragons in combat, which would be pretty nice. I think Ephriel, Stern, and Kaino are going to move into the center of the chapel to try to take on the Alaris. And we're just going to ignore the Achilles and pretend it's not there. Shooting phase, we're going to do the Paragon Warsuits shooting into the Wardens, or the Guardians. The Paragon Warsuits did get +1 for exceptional proficiency. We're hitting on 2s now. However, he has transhumaned. He got it back with Trajan, and now he's going to be turning off my rerolls as well. So no rerolls of 1, but we're hitting on 2s. We have 6 multi-melta shots and 24 Stormbolters and a Progi.
Yes. Do the fun stuff.
You're gonna turn off my Progi?
No.
Here we go. Here's the multi-meltas first. 2s. Okay.
I'll take it.
And then 4s because of transhuman. I have the Miracle Dice pool. Nothing good.
So
all right.
3 minus
3 invulns. Statistically, you should be failing at least 1.
Or none. 1.
Or 1.
So
1 Custodian Guard dead.
yeah, we're not even gonna roll the damage. So the shield guy's gone.
Shield guy's gone. The next is the Stormbolters. A lot of dice here. Just gonna grab them in handfuls. We are hitting on 2s. No rerolls. All right. And then, I'm gonna grab these into my hand. So much dice. Just rolling with me. We're gonna hit these on 5s. All right, so we got 1,
ones, right?
2, yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6. No AP.
6 2-ups.
6 2-ups.
So I lose 2 wounds
2 wounds.
off of a shield.
Probably should have started with that first instead of the multi-melta, but you know what?
It's okay.
When in Rome. Next, we're going to have Ephriel Stern, who is currently on top of the building, but we're saying it's inside the building, is going to smite the Alaris Terminator.
Roll high.
That is a 5. Let me check the book to see if it hits. All right, it is a 5-up, so D3 mortal wounds against the Alaris. For 2 mortal wounds, 6s.
Emperor
Does not protect. 2 wounds remaining. Here we go. Paragons did charge in, but the Blade Champ does Hurricane Intervention and has Fight Last with its wonderful Shadow Keepers special.
Don't forget. Stasis Oubliette.
Yes.
No invuln.
No invulns, only on characters though.
Only characters.
Only characters.
Sorry.
We have 6 of invulns anyways. Thanks, GW. We're gonna start here with Ephriel Stern and Kaiganil. Come back after that one. All right. It was interesting. Interesting. What would you say?
We have morale.
Morale?
I think you're good, actually.
Non-paragons, they're fine.
Yeah, you killed the Blade Champ.
I did. The no invuln aura helps with the 6. But we have 1-on-1 wound, 1 superior remaining. Ephriel and Kaiganil did short work at the Alaris, but Achilles hides in the distance.
It's here. It's ready.
Trajan. Still more to go. Going on to points. Blood and Guts is on 1 count because I killed the Blade Champion in melee. But no prisoners is done finally. Area Denial, Kaiganil, and Ephriel confirmed that. So it is 10 more points towards the sisters. I do get a miracle dice because I killed something in the combat phase. Please be higher than a 1. I guess I can't complain with a 3. Time to go into the next round. Custodes turn 4. Here we go. 4, grind them down. Assassination. And hold the line still, hopefully declaring the deployment zone soon. We move on to the shooting phase. So talk us through your movement.
Well, movement, easy. Just pincer attack on Ephriel and Kaiganil.
Yes.
And we're going to try to kill them this turn.
Yes.
And these guys are going to shoot in the combat because they are pistol weapons.
Yeah, 2 pistols, yeah.
1 pistol weapon.
Let's roll it.
Okay.
What are you starting with?
We're going to start with the Guardians.
Okay.
So, 2s. And we're looking at 5s.
Yes, sir.
For nothing.
Nothing. All right.
Now we're going to go into Trajan and Ephriel and Kaiganil. So
Yep.
T3?
They are T3, but they are -1 to be hit.
So 3's rerolling 1s.
And you're -1 to be wounded as well.
So we're looking at 4s.
Yes.
1 wound. -1. 2 damage.
We have a 4-up invulnerable save. And we make it.
Okay. Now we're going to do the Achilles. He's going to do the last room, so that's 8 shots.
Yes.
2, 4, 6, 8.
All right.
2's rerolling because he's
3s because of Ephriel Stern
You're
being
right.
-1.
Thank you. So a couple 2s.
But you can reroll those 1s.
Okay.
Yep.
And then we're looking at 4s.
A -1 to be wounded as well.
It's 4s afterwards.
Perfect.
Rerolling 1s, but is that a 1 or a 6?
That's a 6.
Okay, I'll take it.
Begrudgingly.
Okay, these are all -1s.
All right, that's 5.
5 -1s.
All right, here we go. 4-ups. Okay, we make 2, fail 3 of them. These are how much damage each?
They are last room, so 1 damage.
And these are 5, but feel no pain because of Kaiganil. Save 1, fail 2. Kaiganil is down to 3 wounds remaining.
Now the Achilles Dread Spear. Rerolling 1s. And then 2s. Rerolling
3s because of doesn't matter though. 4-up invulns. Make 1, fail 1.
So that's 2 damage.
3 damage.
3 damage, yeah.
And then feel no pain. I save 1, fail 2. He's on 1 wound.
Now the Alaris. It's on the objective. He's going to rapid fire and shoot the grenade launcher.
Okay.
So we're going to do the rapid fire first.
On 3s.
2 hits.
Right.
4s.
Oh, lucky
Grenade
there.
launcher. T3. Hits.
Huh?
Does not
Not
wound.
wound.
Okay, that's fine. All right, now we're doing the charge phase.
Yes. Pretty easy charges over by the Achilles.
He rolls a 9.
9, he's
And
in.
then Trajan rolls a 5.
He is in as well.
So, yeah, we're going to see what happens.
Okay. Now with 1 CP, it cannot interrupt, so it's up to them to survive, but we will be able to fight here. Hopefully clean them up. Time will tell. We'll come back after the combat. Kill us into Ephriel and Kaiganil. -1 to be hit.
5s to hit, +1 because of Eternal Penitent.
Yep.
Rerolling 1s because of Trajan.
Yes.
So we're looking at 3s.
Yep.
Rerolling 1s. And then 2s rerolling.
3s because
3s
of...
rerolling 1s.
Oh, look at those. Oh!
3 minus 3s.
3 4-ups. Cannot use active faith on them. Saves 1.
So that's D3 plus 3.
All right, roll this damage.
So first one is 5 damage.
All right, so we'll just say Kaiganil's dead for that one.
Second one is also 6 damage.
6 damage, and that will kill Ephriel and Kaiganil's turn. All right, now the Paragons will attack as it's their turn to defend. They renew +1 because of exceptional proficiencies. They'll hit on 2s. No rerolls because of the stance, Kaptaris, But transhuman from the Custodes. Here we go. Looking at 2 6s explode. We got an explosion. This is why you exceptionally proficient your paragons. All right, now we're looking at 3s. No rerolls. 4 is the transhuman. So there are 4 minus 4s, no invulnerable.
Okay, so the shield. So 6 up. You dead. And then 2 damage each.
Yep.
So I just need to roll
1 6 here. So that one's dead.
So 1.5 are dead. Or 2.5.
All right, 2 guardians taken out, 2 remain. Time for them to strike back.
Yes. Can we do it, is the question. So we got 6 attacks plus 2 Misericordia. So we're looking at 2s. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
And then we're looking at 3s.
3s.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. 3 minus
3s.
3s. 5 ups. All right. So that one is dead. And these are down to 1 damage each. So 1 is on 2 wounds remaining.
2 Misericordia. 2 hits. We're looking at 4s.
Yep.
Nothing.
All right. Remaining Paragon at 2 wounds. The Superior. That one is gone. And the battlefield is getting sparse. The Terminator holding the back. Trajan, the Achilles, the Guardians, the Canoness, and the Blessed Rhino. Assassination was scored. Ephro Cagnal are dead. Hold the line. I still have that Paragon in the deployment zone. Grind them down. 2 units counted. I have to try to match it or exceed it. Such a turn 5. All right, Sam. Last turn. Trajan moving into the center to perform Investigate Sites.
Yes.
5 points. Now, the tricky thing is he had Hold the Line, which means that he has to clear this off of his deployment zone for 5 points. But if he leaves that objective, he won't score at the end of the turn either. So it doesn't really matter. It's a guaranteed 5 points extra there versus it's a risk to come up here to try to get the same 5 points you get there. But final score, we had 95 for Sisters. We had 40 points on the primary. We maxed out our secondaries. Praise be the Emperor with the good draws. And versus is
Got more than I thought. I got 25 secondaries.
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yep.
And then for my primary, I got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30 plus.
So 55 plus 10, 65. 95 to a 65 with Achilles, Trajan, Terminator, Paragon, Canoness, and a Rhino.
That's it.
And overall, a good time. Sam,
Close game.
thank you for the game.
Thank you.
And for all of you at home, stay breezy on the tabletop.